Former President Trump is pushing for a new wall along the Mexican border again. This time, a new 40-kilometer section of wall is being built in southern Arizona. However, concerns are also growing about this. In particular, the destruction of the ecosystem and restrictions on the movement of wild animals are controversial locally.
According to a report in the British Daily Guardian on the 18th, the U.S. Customs and Border Protection (CBP) has started a bid to build a new border wall in the San Rafael Valley area, south of Tucson, Arizona, in accordance with President Trump's executive order. The wall is designed to be about 40 kilometers long, 9 meters high, and have gaps of about 10 centimeters, preventing people as well as large wild animals such as bears, wolves, and jaguars from passing through. The San Rafael Valley is an ecologically important area with a mix of dry grasslands and rugged, mountainous terrain, and local civic groups are warning that the construction of this wall will cause serious damage to the habitat and migration routes of wild animals. Due to climate change, wild animals are forced to move over wider areas in search of food and habitat. However, if such an isolated barrier is built, it could block natural ecological migration routes and pose a direct threat to their survival. In fact, there is a case where a wall has already been installed over 160 kilometers in an area adjacent to this, and it has been investigated that the movement of wild animals has decreased by more than 80%. This is not a simple restriction of movement, but a serious disruption of the ecosystem that can lead to a decrease in the number of wild animals and a decrease in genetic diversity. Civic groups also claim that it is incomprehensible that a wall is being built in this area, which is not a major route for illegal immigrants. A lawsuit to stop the construction of the wall is currently under review, and citizen protests and signature campaigns against it are already taking place at the site. Meanwhile, this construction is interpreted as part of an executive order linked to former President Trump's re-election efforts. He has made strengthening the border wall his top priority since taking office, and during his first term, he installed a wall along about 700 kilometers of the 3,145 kilometers U.S.-Mexico border. To resume this construction, the U.S. House of Representatives allocated a budget of $46.5 billion, or about 65 trillion won in our currency, last month. However, criticism is also considerable. Senator Martin Heinrich criticized the Trump administration for wasting taxpayer money and failing to fix a dysfunctional immigration system, while obsessed with building a wall that doesn't work. He emphasized, what's urgent is reform, not a wall.
Former President Trump resumes construction of border wall. Now, it is complicated beyond immigration issues to environmental and ecosystem preservation issues. Amid the controversy over efficiency, it is not only people who cross the border,